Hey guys, welcome to my Let's Play of Blade Runner for the PC. I just wanted to take a moment to explain that I'm going to do something a little bit different with this game than I've done with my previous Let's Plays. In that, because this game is very heavy on spoken dialogue, I'm going to probably be a lot quieter in this Let's Play than in the previous ones that I've done. I will still have my own commentary during the game, but because I want you guys to actually be able to experience this game the way you would if you were playing it, I'm probably going to keep the commentary to a minimum, simply because there's so much dialogue in the game and there's not even any subtitles, so you really have to be able to hear what they're saying to know what's going on. If somebody has a really huge problem with this, let me know, and maybe I can try and do it a little bit differently, but I don't think I'll probably get that response. I think the game's entertaining enough on its own that I don't really need to do anything. So without further ado, here we go. A few basic things. If you mouse over an item that you can interact with, it will turn green and start spinning like this.
Find something?
Piece of chrome.
From a car?
No, I think it's horse chrome. Bag it and tag it.
Horse chrome indeed.
Scratches and paint flecks, and I knew what they meant. Unless the city had bought a jet black fire truck, somebody had a big fat traffic ticket coming.
I already checked for a crowbar, some kind of tool. No luck, but it looks like we've got some latents.
Make sure the lab boys run them through the mainframe, human and rep. What do you know?
About 30 counts of animal murder and one of aggravated assault. The shop's been thrashed. You ought to see this tiger cub they got in there. It's a goddamn tragedy.
How's old man Runciter holding up?
State of shock. He's been moaning and complaining about his world caving in.
You'd feel the same way if they were your animals. How many perps?
At least 2. Bloody footprints all over the scene.
Must be a delightful sight. Find anything else out here?
Zilcho. Row actions inside. Abstract art. All over the walls and ceiling.
I never did appreciate art. Canvass the area. Maybe somebody had his eyes open.
I'm on it.
It's really important to thoroughly check a scene in this game to make sure you find all the evidence.
Judging from the distance between the prints, I was looking for 2 very big men. One dragged his right foot, indicating a possible injury or lameness. The other appeared a lot more controlled, graceful even. Quite a pair. Big caliber, possibly off-world combat weaponry. Ballistics might give me a fix on it.
McCoy, LPD.
I'm absolutely certain Lucy Devlin was involved in this heinous act. She's the young girl who works for me.
She's responsible for all this mayhem?
No, of course not. It was 2 men acting in concert with her, obviously.
Obviously. What'd they look like?
Big and scary and absolutely malevolent.
Can you think of anything they might have been after?
First I thought they wanted money, but I don't keep any in the shop. Then I thought they wanted to steal my animals, but they started executing them.
Could they have been replicants?
Who else would be capable of such barbaric acts?
You ever do any business with the replicant manufacturers, Tyrell Corporation?
I resent that accusation.
Just wondering.
Officer, last May I personally sold Governor Colvig an exquisite Bergeron colt. I have been a guest at his house on 3 separate occasions. Do I look like I need to carry artificial product?
Tell me about this Lucy.
There's not a lot I can tell you. She's only worked for me for about a month. She's about 14 years old with pink hair. A very attractive young thing.
How'd you find her?
She came to me with a reference from Ogilvy's in the Northwest Zone. and he's a very reputable wholesaler.
You treat her well?
As well as any young tot should be treated.
She got a desk? Or someplace where she worked?
She used to eat over there. I'm ruined. Totally ruined.
See if you can dig up that reference from Ogilvy's.
Yes, it's somewhere here. Just a moment.
Now all this evidence that you find, it all goes into what's called the Kaya database that I'll show you later.
Here you are.
Basically, it just compiles all the data that you've gathered throughout the game.
Stick around. I may not be finished with you. You got any discs from that camera?
It's irrelevant. Those murderers also destroyed the camera. Thousands of chinyens worth.
Maybe it photographed them before they shot it out.
I guess you've got a point at that.
What a stupid thing to say. Like, why else would you even have the camera? It's no wonder this happened to him. He's a fucking moron.
I believe this is the disc from last night.
Peachy.
Now let's take a look at Lucy's desk where she worked. Maybe we'll find some more evidence.
A toy dog.
Howie Lee's in Chinatown. I'd eaten there myself.
A candy bar.
Yuck.
Well, isn't that cute?
Isn't that cute? But it's wrong! I know there are some Two Stupid Dogs fans out there. Don't hide it. You know it's true.
It didn't add up. Animal murders, the lack of any theft, the small animals alone were worth a good chunk of change on the street. It seemed more like an act of vengeance.
Find anything else out here?
This woman says she saw that kid who worked for Runciter hanging around with a big fat guy last week.
Find anything else out here?
This guy lives across the street. Says he heard a crash late last night. Looked out his window and saw a black sedan speeding away from the scene.
One of the cool things about this game is it has multiple endings. Depending on sort of the path you take through the game, you can either side with or work against the replicants in the game. And depending on your choices, you can get very different endings. Now, because the first time I played through this game, I played the role of basically the straight Blade Runner and retired all the replicants whenever I came across them. For this playthrough, I will be basically siding with the replicants, because I'm not entirely sure what the ending is going to reveal.
And shooting range.
So that's what I'm going to try this time.
Violent street crime in the city rose again last year by a whopping 26%, according to the latest figures from the Department of Justice. Governor Kolvig attributed the change to the dramatic increase in the number of specials registered as city residents and promised a tough new set of standards for the City Immigration Bureau by next month.
Old copies of case files, notices, and memos. The usual station junk. Lucky Strikes. Crystal's brand. I knew she was spending a lot of time in the training maze these days, even though she'd already gotten close to a perfect score.
Uploading personal clue database. Downloading mainframe clue database. Clue database transfer complete.
Now this is the awesome image enhancement device as seen in the movie called
Scanning
the
video
Esper
disc.
machine.
2 enhanceable images found. Adding enhanceable photographs to Kaya database. Runciter crime scene.
Now normally this would take a little bit of time to find the stuff you're looking for, but I've already done this many times, so I know where to find all the clues that I'm looking for here.
Hello there, Lucy.
Give me a hard copy of that.
So that's Lucy, the young girl that we saw in the intro to the game.
It's some kind of insect. Give me a hard copy of that.
An insect ankle bracelet could prove useful.
A sushi menu from Howie Lee's. Give me a hard copy of that.